You guys have now crawled down on the rope through the hole into the basement. And what looks like winding ancient stairs beneath a stone floor into caverns beyond. Alright, and then make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Jesus, what the hell's on these stairs? Alright.
Oh shit!
He was gonna go through a list until you failed one.
What?
Just
I'd believe it.
on.
As you begin to step onto the stairs, what looks like hands begin to rise up. They claw at you, fighting you, scraping at your feet, at your legs, at your shins and your thighs, crawling up your body. And as they jerk you down, thrashing you apart, tearing and biting at your flesh, everyone else sees Rowan now trying to just by himself, with nothing around, thrashing without any source, any reason, but there are deep red claw marks and bite marks appearing on his flesh.
Rowan!
Pull him out.
You will take...
Drag Tusk heard pull. He's gonna see if he can grab him.
Give me an athletics check, Drag Tusk. 23. As you pull him out from the hole that he has now been torn into, he is covered in cuts and bruises and scrapes and bite marks. As he takes 14 damage. Blood running from his chest and arms, fingers, and legs.
Hey, come on, stay with us.
Hands! Can't go down there.
It is the only way forward.
We must.
Then by all means, Raka, after you.
If should be so. Should we look for that door? It is on this level, is it not?
Open up our escape.
No. Is this hallway something?
If you could see, maybe.
If I could see, maybe. I can't see. Okay.
You are past the torch.
Yeah, if only this were true.
I'll move it. I'll move it with you. I'll move it with you.
Hold on. Does this door seem to be the same type as the one?
As you open two more doors.
Hey. Perhaps I should not proceed by myself.
You open one more door.
Hello? Is anybody coming with me?
Hold on, we gotta get these scratches on Rowan cleaned up. We don't want them to get infected.
Fin case?
It's dark. Oh, there's the light.
Thank you.
After you, my friend.
Yes. I'll step into the door, into the room.
Dark again. Drag Tusk, you think you could give us some light?
The chalk should be down here. He'll
Right.
cast it on Rowan again. He'll cast it on Rowan again.
There we go.
Rowan will carefully step here and shine it a little bit down the hall. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, more stained glass windows, huh?
As you enter the room, it looks to have once been some sort of arcane workshop, although it now lies in ruin. A row of soggy books sit on the northern end of a workbench along the western wall. On the other end of the workbench, what looks like 3 iron bird cages sit, each containing a dead, diseased rat. To the east, two stained glass windows loom. The northern window depicts a thin man with gaunt features drinking a foul-looking brew of green fluid, while the southern one shows the same man, but in an advanced state of decay, as if he has been dead for several weeks, his arms raised and head thrown back in triumph. His rotting body turns to smoke and spirals into a 7-sided box.
There's no doors or anything. We just see this display.
The iron door was behind Fencase.
Okay. I'll just check to see if there's a handle we can open. I'm not planning on opening it. I just want to know if there's like a handle.
What looks like a large dead bolt on your side is locked in place, the size of your fist.
I will unlock the deadbolt,
Shkoom!
but I won't open the door.
It reverberates through the iron, and just the weight of the door itself makes it slide open just an inch as the stone scrapes against it.
Well, the escape route is now open. Hopefully. I'll crack the door. Hopefully nothing's on the other side already. Just to make sure it can open.
As you crack the door open, you are hit in the face and you are thrown backwards. As in through comes a man. Undead, puncture wounds on his chest as he smiles. Ah, you have found your way down here too.
What?
Good.
What?
And he disappears.
You guys, stay out of his way. He's on a mission.
He slides past you all if you don't stop him, descending down the stairs. But then
Sneering.
All right, so
I
that
would do something, but I don't think that's a good idea.
that thing did not get clawed up as it went down the stairs, which means it's possible to proceed without being clawed.
I wouldn't be so sure. It may simply not claw the undead.
Could there have been a ward or a trap that you set?
Ah.
I will crouch down and investigate the ground around where he stepped to activate that.
all right. You don't even need to roll investigation as you step down with your feet, your hands probing. Nothing seems to happen.
Weird. Well, maybe it was a once and done. Let's go.
We should follow him.
Raka, can I have my torch back?
Oh yes, I seem to have misplaced it.
Oh, I found it.
I can just imagine he like pulls it out of his ear. Ah, I was here the whole time.
I
come,
found it.
friends.
Okay.
Okay. All of you descend into the darkness below. Burning torch.
What? I do not understand.
The others are all heading down the stairs.
No fear.
Hell yeah.
As Rowan begins to follow along behind, he hesitates at the top of the stairs, startled to find that he's shaken, that the events of the day and the injuries he's sustained have rattled him. And yet he remembers his years of military service back into Etheria, and he feels ashamed of himself, and so he tears off a scrap of his cape, wraps it around the largest injury he sustains, takes in a deep breath, and manages to find his second wind.
Let me know if that cape needs mending later.
And then with a slight bit of confidence restored, he snaps himself together and follows the rest of you down.
Raka,
Did
what
he
else
not
confusing
make
you?
that? Did he make that hole himself? Did it just give way? It can't be a coincidence.
That's true.
The broken tools show signs of those less fortunate laboring away, creating these depths.
I can't see it better myself.
So I don't have a lot of about half strength when it comes to my magic left for the day.
I have nothing.
I could give some good berries, and we could all heal up a little bit if you need it. Or we could save it for an instance where it might be of escape use.
I am growing tired.
I'll cast Goodberry and hand out. I have 10 berries to heal some hit points back for you all. I know that your injuries are many.
Ricard looks nervous as he's trying to. Did mention that that person he does not seem to have lost his mind completely. He seems to understand, but
Do you
I
think
do
he
not.
went in there to retrieve something?
If I had to guess, it might be Bakia herself. Perhaps, if she is indeed deceased, maybe her body lies in this cave.
As absurd as it may be, He may be our ally after all.
I'm
getting the same feeling.
all right.
What's Dragtusk at right now?
On a scale from 1 to 27, I'm a 6.
I did not realize you were almost a walking corpse yourself.
You should take them all. I've got my second win.
Thank you.
If only...
I needed that.
Sorry, I couldn't season them to perfection, but they'll have to do raw. They work the same.
If only my powers could mend the flesh as well as the fabric.
Perhaps you should study that next time.
Yes, perhaps. And he shifts his eyes to the corner of the room for just a split second.
Healing is very rare among spellcasters. You two have exceptional talents. Rakar is a powerful spellcaster himself, but he is not a healer. You are quite in high demand. Rakar's in a different type of demand, so show some respect.
More of a good cook than anything else.
Well, I am feeling much better now, so I think I am well enough to lead.
Wherever we go, we stick together this time.
2 paths, 3 paths lie before us now.
The stairs end in a limestone cavern. The walls are dripping with moisture, and swaths of black and dark blue mold grow in spiraling, tangled patterns on the floor, ceiling, and walls. Rubble and broken bones clutter the floor, and a rhythmic sound, like the breathing of some immense creature, echoes through the cave from 3 tunnels, 1 to the north and 2 to the west. Of the 2 western tunnels, the southernmost one seems to be a relatively new creation.
I see some pickaxes up here.
You guys get to yes. You guys get to there, and it is what is it?
11 o'clock.
It looks like sorry, it's a nondescript cave, and there are shadows to the southeast.
Do I see light coming here from a source that's not my own?
It's the old.
Okay.
Yeah, just delete that.
Gotcha.
Torch, you never lead me astray.
And Fincase slowly makes his way forward with Thragtusk. Kagari stops for a second. What does he do?
I'll listen closely. Down
You
this
hear?
hallway.
Give me a perception check.
My
You do see-
closely listening perception.
You hear nothing. Nothing at all.
Very quiet. Okay. Very quiet.
Yes, do we smell, like, burning flesh or anything like that? Anything obvious like that?
No.
Okay. Do not fall behind, though.
Miserable tomb this is. Fitting place to lay rest whatever evils caused all this.
I feel Bakia could have used a better resting place.
As you come to this room, it's a cramped tunnel opens into a vertiginous gulf here. A cathedral-like cavern with a roof arching 30 feet overhead and dropping into a sloshing pool of foamy water 50 feet below. A steep stone ledge winds down to these surging depths, its slope glistening with moisture and mold. A stone door stands in the northwestern wall about halfway down the slope.
Igari, don't stray ahead of the group.
Give me my torch back. Stop taking it. Jeez.
Are we missing somebody?
Bad case.
Hold on! And as you
Yeah.
slowly begin to meander down. Oh, sorry, Raka.
It is nothing.
I'm just very scared.
Such is life.
Oh,
Save
stop
us.
and...
I've read.
Rowan will stop and look over the edge of the body of steaming water that appears to be stretching out below
Is this
us.
a waterfall? I'm sorry. Did you...
It is cold water sloshing beneath your feet. It looks to be some sort of cave that leads down into the lake bed below.
Rowan will reach down and touch the water and see if it's icy cold.
It's as icy cold as you could believe.
He
But
shakes it
there's-
off his fingers and moves on.
Anybody want a drink? This might be the only running water I've seen in days.
I don't recommend drinking cave water. Who knows what kind of rock, minerals, slime is in it.
Rust,
Is cave
tetanus,
water
take your pick.
different than spring water?
It's coming from the lake, don't you think? And the lake water probably isn't the most fresh. It's decently fresh, but
I suppose
right.
you're right.
Well, what's up with the stairs? Thragtusk, this is more interesting to him than the water.
Yes. I need to do something real quick, sorry.
I see red over there.
Rowan spots the blood down the wall.
Well, they did not succeed. So you hear what sounds like rocks tumbling or something being moved in the darkness to your southwest. And then you hear the sound of something alive.
There is something there.
We have a choke point here, whatever it is.
Should we wait and see what happens?
Rowan will casually step up, cautiously rather, to the edge of the wall here and peer in, poke his head in, and then dart back. Ah, there. I see someone.
Someone.
a dead someone or alive someone?
Inside, on this western half of this foul-smelling cavern is heaped with bones, each scarred with the scraping of teeth. Most of the bones have been cracked open for the marrow within, and you see 3 pallid gray forms crouching. Their eyes glow against the spell of light on your armor.
I will relay that information to my colleagues.
Do you
Pale
know
figures.
we're there?
Well, that sounds like a place we don't want to go.
Yes. They don't seem to be moving, and I don't want to change that.
Oh.
Are
Pale
these
figures, eh?
stairs that go up the cavern layer? Or?
It's a stone door.
Ah, stone. Oh, the
Sorry.
way it's cut looks like stairs. Ready your
Sorry.
weapons. And Thragtusk will reach out and see if he can push open or pull open the stone door.
The door seems to slide open quite easily.
Fincase, do you have a weapon with you? Is that sword the only thing you had?
He almost has a surprised look on his face, and he blinks once, and he says, I have only my left and right hands from my days of fighting.
Here, I searched through my bag. Do you know how to shoot a crossbow?
Well, of course. You all had to learn how to shoot crossbows.
And then I hand him my crossbow and how many bolts does it come with?
As a
Anyway,
case of
like
20.
10. Was it 20 bolts as
Yes.
a starting equipment? Okay.
Yeah.
Hand him my crossbow and 20 bolts.
Verka, are you proficient with a crossbow yourself? Do you tend to use it?
Well, it's probably best suited for another time, but yes.
Well, you seem to be more of a ranged fighter. Do you think you'd be better off taking mine?
You have a crossbow as well?
Yes. Crossbow
well.
them all in a glaive.
I'll take it then.
Uh,
You can keep
pass.
mine, Fencase. It's probably been more well taken care of.
He nods his head. It seems as if you are becoming the patron, and I am just the scribe.
Well, we could take lessons if you like. No offense, but your handwriting seems to be...
Not another word, Vakar. We will speak of this in front of not the people.
Okay. I see.
Your insecurities over it speak far more volumes than the truth itself could ever hope to.
Your insecurities.
Let us move forward, shall we?
Ragtusk pushes open the door and enters.
I can take the torch anywhere, but not myself.
Can't cheat like that.
It's like a drift globe that has a mind of its own.
He has the power to illuminate anywhere he wants, but not the power to illuminate himself.
How ironic.
So he illuminated him in his sleep. Oh,
Oh, friend.
stay back. Don't interfere with him.
I think your shadows are broken. I can see the whole room, Jeremy.
I know. I did it for processing power. I mean,
So I'm supposed to be able to see this?
I mean, if you really want me to
I just asking
fix.
to clarify.
Brandon, shut up! Take the advantage.
Alright, you're right. We should-
Pretend you cannot see. I do this all the time.
There.
I can still see it.
I mean, I can face through walls.
Yeah, you can see that. It makes sense for you to see that. Okay.
Well,
And so, as Thragtusk enters in, the air in this damp cavern reeks of a horrific stench, a foul combination of decay and mold. The cave contains a rickety table, its damp surface cluttered with all manner of what appears to be garbage, empty bottles, bits of clothing, crumpled bits of paper, and more, lying in neatly organized rows. A painting leans against the far side of the table, facing a large leather chair that sits nearby. This chair's high back and cushion are horribly stained by smears of rotten meat, and its arms are sticky with blood. A smaller table sits against the southern wall, its surface heaped with plates and platters of rotten, maggot-infested meat. The horrific stench of the room seems strongest to the west, where the cave's wall has been overtaken by a horrific growth of dark green mold and dripping fungi. At the center, a patch of black, luminescent fungus grows, its horny ridges and tumor-like bulbs forming what could almost be taken to be a humanoid outline. What appears to have once been an exquisite puzzle box, the size of a man's fist, lies smashed on the ground at the fungoid shape's feet. And as you enter Thragtusk, you see the man who attacked you would say, earlier, come towards the woman that you met what seems like ages ago. And as he comes closer, Beisha sees him, looks surprised, and says, "Oh, dear brother, please do not hate me. I am doing what is best for our sinful father." And as she raises a hand up to welcome what is this undead man with stab wounds circling his chest, he juts his head against her hand, like almost a cat would, or just a show of affection. And as he nods his head in her hand, he breathes in an action from long ago that he remembers. And he nods. It is too late for that. And he clenches his fists. And let's roll some initiative.
See how well you can fight, old man.
Fencase raises his crossbow, trying to shoot between Rakah, Rowan, and Thragtusk, and he says, Rakah, do I shoot them? Who is that? And he
I do
looses
not
the
know.
bow. And he misses as it passes over all of your heads and hits into the rocks above. You can see little bits of dust falling from the ceiling. Rowan.
Basia and the undead are in here.
I can only see the undead. I'm actually completely. I have no fucking idea what to do. Thragtusk, I suggest perhaps we step back and let them fight it out, and then perhaps we can either subdue or finish off the victor.
We need to know where our stuff is.
Alright, if that's the case, then I will step forward here, and I will hold my ground here at the front, glaive at the ready for their approach, in case they try to come down this convenient choke point.
And finally, Rowan and Thragtusk, you and everyone outside hears the voice. Oh, dear brother-in-law, you have always been a naughty boy. And finally, this other, whoever he is, begins to move forward, and he slashes at this undead.
Perhaps we best eliminate the variables and kill that one.
We are on the
All right,
side.
Rakah.
Hold on. And I run over. I can't see shit.
No. You can shoot. You can shoot past all of them. As
I
long
think
as
it's no one.
Only really hit the first, or can I hit the second guy?
you can hit the second guy.
I'll aim for the second guy.
All right, he'll have some cover.
Huzzah!
That will hit. As a energy of green and purple flies out in a small beam that rigs itself away around Thragtusk, around Rowan, and finally around this last undead. It smacks the other one straight in the chest and punctures him. And you hear again, oh, that tickled.
Ay, that is all I have.
Asia's going to go. And she's going to see the party flying in, and she will say, "What is it that you are doing here?"
Came to take back the supplies you stole from us, witch.
And she will cast a spell. Nobody has counterspell yet, I don't think.
No.
I had it at level 3.
2 spell slots. Only 2.
Only 2?
Only 2.
Only
Sorry.
2.
I don't know what this accent
What?
is anymore.
Well, that confirms she's not on our side, at least.
She's gonna
Mask Cure
cast a
Wounds.
spell.
Mass cure wounds to heal our party.
Some other spell that restores my spell slots.
And this area becomes a thick, sticky webbing, and it fills every single corridor and access with webs. Each creature inside of this, can you all see that square?
Yeah.
Each creature inside that starts its turn there must make a dexterity saving throw, or you are restrained as long as you remain, or until you break free.
How does the torch interact with this?
I was gonna ask the same thing. I'm worried it might.
That's a good point.
Generally fire.
It's
bro.
magical sticky webbing.
It burns
It's
away
flame
in one
retardant.
round, dealing 5 damage to any creature that starts its turn in the fire. So, yeah. Basias casts a spell as she yells out something in an old arcane language, long dead. And then finally, our good old buddy will go again, and he is going to hit the guy in front of him twice.
Yeah.
All right, 2 thumps. Rowan and Thragtusk see the bountiful energy from this undead is unloading into the other. Agari, The-
Dexterity saving throw.
the webs around you burst into fire, dealing 5 fire damage to you, but you are free.
Aha! Bonus action. Symbiotic entity. My things begin to swirl again. Push past my friends, seeing what's happening.
Well, there's still webbing in the way.
I make another dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
Okay. I get stuck right here.
All right.
ridiculous.
And let's see. How far away are you?
Now, technically, you are in with a torch, so you Okay, you took a little bit of damage. Now you're going to this. Okay, well you took a little bit more damage. Okay, you're gonna take about 5 more fire damage as you go into
What?
here, but also this burns away.
You may want to drop that torch.
I'm going to throw the torch right here. It's my
Throw
item
it here.
interaction. I will item interaction that spot.
Sounds good. It burns away. Conflagration of webs gone.
Can I get like right here behind
Yes.
Tusky Tusk?
Yes.
Okay, so this guy, this is the first time I'm seeing him. I will cast Chill Touch.
So the chill touch throws over the shoulder of Rowan and Thragtusk, but he bats it away with this long, slender razor he holds in his hand. And now he looks at you with a grin and a smile as he wishes to probably eat your skull, but
Go
that's
do it!
something for another time. Okay, you do anything else?
To reconsider.
I'm guessing not. Thragtusk, dexterity
So,
saving throw.
dexterity.
You are restrained.
Struggling against the webs, I find myself unable to break free, and bending his arm at a kind of a weird angle, he will pull his spellcasting focus, half a skull, embedded with a strange stone, and he will call forth the rage that exists within him, and he will call Grimush to be present in this fight as well, and will cast Bless, affecting himself, Rowan, and Rakah. And the 3 of us shall feel the presence of the one-eyed god watching us, guiding our strikes to find the death that we will deliver.
You are all filled with the murderous might of Grummush, the insane. And
spirits, they influence me yet again.
and you can also use an action to break free from the webbing using a strength saving throw.
I used an action to cast the spell.
Yes, I know, but sorry, I didn't make that clear earlier.
Alright, I will end my turn.
Okay, Fencase is going to move forward, and he is going to get to... Since you're small, Brian, he can get in your space, right?
Yeah.
He's going to pick up the torch
Go
and
for the
throw it.
especially ugly one.
Aim for that one.
The especially ugly one.
He throws it and burns away this little patch. And then he steps back. Well, he takes a shot first, and then we'll step back. Kapow! Man, he is not good with this. He looks...
If his
He's
hand
just...
stopped shaking, he'd do better.
Very confused.
Were you...
Shut
you
up,
not
Bakar! Rowan, dexterity saving throw.
Right. Ah,
You make it, for sure. You are not restrained.
Plus you have that D4, don't forget that Bless.
mhm. Well, perhaps the lighter Grimush flowing through him has gotten to his head, or maybe Thragtusk is just rubbing off on him, but he senses that it's time to strike at the head of the snake instead of walling himself up in here. And so, he charges all the way here and attempts to strike Beisha herself with his glaive.
Oh,
Map
21 to
itself
hit.
shakes. He doesn't even need Bless.
What?
Doesn't even need it. With 10 slashing as you go, and she puts up an arm as you feel the bones beneath her forearm slashed through, and it breaks with a crunch. She screams out, and she is bleeding.
Her cries of what seems to be helplessness fall on deaf ears as I strike her with a trip attack and knock her prone.
Strength saving throw. She's not good at those. No, she's rolling to DM. Why are you doing that? She rolled a 7. And she falls with an extra 4. She smashes her head against the stone and looks dazed, prone on the ground.
Satisfied that blood is drawn, Rowan will hold his position.
This one that you've never seen before will go again as he slashes, as he sees the one he was supposed to protect now falling to the ground. And he gets to Rowan, and he says,
stab him.
"Stab him, do it."
Stab him in the face.
13 doesn't hit him.
Boo.
13 does not.
Oh wait,
And-
was I supposed to add like a D4 to that?
Yes.
With the
Yes.
plus?
Yes.
Oh, hang on, can I?
Yes.
Sorry, hang
of
on. So
course,
that
of
would
course.
be. So I'm gonna have to do that manually. Hang on.
Just
so-
manually
there's
do a
a-
D4.
15. 15 will hit
Yes.
for an extra 8 slashing.
and I will do a push attack to knock him away from it, and that should exhaust my bonus actions. Or wait, I
Alright.
have to. Sorry, I have to put the thing in. Hang on. Here. Boom.
If he
No, I
pushes
just
him away
nothing.
over the prone, I
Yes.
feel like he could tumble prone over that. You know.
That's an idea.
And then he stands up using half of his movement as he falls over Beisha, scattering all the papers and the desk over, crashing to the ground. And he can no longer get to Rowan because he's used all 30 of his feet. But instead, he will attack the thing in front of him as he says, "What a good trick!" And he... Oh my...
You dead?
Okay, so Rowan, you see this undead in front of you takes a war razor, a bite and a claw to the face, the chest, and to the neck as he is now being cut and ripped and torn asunder, and yet he still stands, not bleeding, but being disincorporated.
Oh my
God.
god! I pushed this guy out the window.
It is hard to see. And I can't see what's happening over there. And there's webs in the way. This is just not very good at all.
Shit! Didn't I tear through some of the webs to get out?
There are still
I don't
webs
know.
here,
There's still
here, and
And Thragtusk is in the way. It's just a very difficult situation.
Rakah, just make the shot!
Okay, I'll shoot this guy.
Do it. 17! Wow.
For one!
One counts. One counts. And you shoot him for one as the arc of green and black energy is now swirling past Thragtusk and goes high, hits the ceiling, and small pieces of stone are slicing down onto the undead's head and shoulders, but it doesn't seem to do much. Are you doing anything else?
I have nothing.
Okay. Beisha's going
I
to
will
stand...
step out of the way for Fencase so he can get a better shot.
Probably not, but Beisha will stand cradling her arm that is now bleeding profusely, staining her clothes, with her face turning white, and she is going to look at Rowan, and she is going to cast a spell.
Rowan glares defiantly at her.
If you could make a con save for me.
What?
16, and you will take 16
Are you kidding me?
Is he dead?
she's withering the life out of your body with a blight.
Oof. I cannot see. It is very difficult.
Rowan fights on, for he is strong.
And Rowan,
Are you sure?
Rowan, you see her hand lash out, and from her fingertips come a black energy that is like tendrils flowing towards you and hits you in the chest as you try and escape, and they hold you in place. Your muscles begin to wither, weaken. You fall to your knees. Your breath becomes short. Everything becomes black. Your life force is ripped from you, and you fall to the ground.
So I do.
Is he out?
Dead or unconscious?
This guy,
Jeremy, do I see Rowan fall down unconscious?
yes.
Okay.
He's going to try and hit him some more. Because he's in the fucking way. But the second one doesn't hit. He's going to try and get around to here. As he tries to get to his prey, Agari.
Rowan's
Can
down.
I push past?
Yeah, you would. If you're entering in, there's webs there. So you would have to make a dex save to get through.
Could I climb over the orc's head?
Make a dex save at advantage. and you easily clamber over Thragtusk's head. You see and smell this little halfling clambering over your neck and shoulders and jumping into freedom on the other side.
And then he will cast Cure Wounds
Cure Wounds.
on my man there. And that's going to do, hopefully, a shit ton of healing. Yeah?
3 billion. 4 is pretty close.
Lowest roll.
I mean, 4 is...
Okay.
And then, as you come to, I say, we should probably get out of here. Seems like. At least keep our distance.
It's like I owe you my life, Agari. Alright.
And then bonus action, we'll cast Shillelagh. Just so that's active as well.
As your staff now becomes this veritable mace in your hand, glowing with mushrooms and blue moss, you step back. Thragtusk.
Thragtusk takes a deep breath. He was planning on saving this to deal with all of the hordes outside, but he sees now this is as good as time as any. And he turns inwards and collects himself and brings Gramash forth into the world itself, as out from his spellcasting focus spews out his godly power to turn all undead within 30 feet of him.
All
That
right.
can see or hear him.
Wisdom saving throw. Wow.
Damn.
19 on the die. Jesus Christ. Wisdom saving throw, this guy. Wow, he has a +6.
That's a fail on the Revenant.
All right.
If the Revenant can hear me.
And they must spend their turns moving as far away from you as they can.
They are not undead.
You fool, they are not undead. So, they can only use a dash action. So they can just use the dodge action. Okay. Are you doing anything else, Thragtusk?
Could you attempt
no.
to move so I can move in? No, okay.
I'm restrained by these webbings. I can't seem to get out.
Fencase is going to use a bit of strength, and he pulls Thragtusk out slowly but surely. Ugh. Ugh. As the webbings break and snap apart from your forearms and chest and legs, it disintegrates.
Was it intentional to have him back into the web that's still active?
And as he, for just a second, he goes, "Rakai, Dick!"
You
And he
did
is-
what? I can't see you. Now they guide you again.
Yes,
Just
thank
as I was
you.
about to give him credit.
It's all clear here, so I'll just do this. It really only matters right here, so this is what I'll do. Perfect.
Thank you,
Logic
Fencase.
job.
Keep up the good work. Thragtusk is going to turn away from him.
As Fencase is cursing and throwing expletives, Rowan, what are you doing?
Well, overcoming his fear at this witch and replacing it with the rage he feels, he will step right about here, just within her range, strike out over what appears to be our cart of supplies, and see if he can spear her right through the heart. And let me
That
add the
hits.
+4. Let me add the +4 to that if I need
Okay.
it.
Yeah, you don't need it. That hits her.
Okay. And I will use Polearm Master to nail her for an extra bit of damage then.
That hits too, for 16 damage overall. And it looks like she is now bleeding from the multiple wounds you have given her on her arms, and now across, it looks like she dodged just out of the way of your glaive's blade, but the front of her face is now scarred across her forehead, pieces of her skin laying just like a flap across her eye.
That and hopefully the blood should be trickling down into her eyes.
Yes.
Alright. Well, there's nothing else I can do, so I'll hold my own here.
He is going to try and kill this fucking boy, and he hits twice. 14. and 7 together for 21. Again, a bite in the claws. This revenant you have surmised is now, his arm is ripped apart, and it falls to the ground as his innards are now splayed onto the floor, and there's gore and viscera spread out, making the stone slippery and red with dried and wet blood. And he is going to move here, and he says, "You shall not harm my wife anymore."
Oh, then is he standing within my range?
Yes. I mean,
Oh,
he
then
was
I'm-
standing within your range initially, too.
But he ran up into. Did he run up?
Polar Mastery only lets you attack someone who enters your range. It can't work on people who start within your range.
Oh, I thought he ran in
Oh,
between.
when he
me and
moves
her.
there, I'm gonna use my reaction too.
I thought he ran in between me and the lady.
Yeah, so he's in range here. He's also in range here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so I couldn't get him again, or I can't get him now. In other words.
Yeah, if he's in your range, Polar Master doesn't work.
Yeah, I didn't
Only
know
when
this
they
was
first enter.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Alright.
We're all learning together.
Con save
But-
for
Calm, save.
from a man. Or the
Calm.
Jeez, that damage
purple
roll.
spores.
Fuck.
Doesn't fucking matter because the con saves.
I'm sorry, Brian.
I know
Don't
it's the
hate
dice.
me.
I blame you.
No.
Guys, we're not gonna let Jeremy kill us, are we? We're gonna stand and fight.
Yeah, we're gonna make these dice roll how we want them to.
Show these dice. They're a bitch. Let's go.
And so, Raka, again, you hear battle from inside, ripping and tearing, the sickening sound of flesh being rended apart, shorn in two.
Okay, now it's time to see what the actual heck is going on here.
Yeah, really.
Ugh. Okay, so thinking that Thragtust's blessing is somehow interfering with my Eldritch Blast, I'm gonna pull out the crossbow I was given by Rowan instead. And I see this gruesome sight before me. It seems we're targeting Bakia whether she deserves it or not. So I will go after the easier prey. Light crossbow.
Yay!
All right.
Critical hit for 14. Oh no, 14. Okay, so 14 damage as it shudders out. The light crossbow thrums in a bolt, hits her directly in the chest, and you hear the sound of hollow chest being punched through with wood and steel. And she falls onto her back. And she is holding the wound, but she is still alive somehow.
Undeath has claimed her.
She's bleeding from that wound.
Undeath has claimed her.
Just claimed her. Okay, I'm just... Alright, you do anything else for Ka?
Wishing it went through the heart instead of this wherever it went. That's
Around
the
this-
end of my turn.
Okay. She is going to, with the little bit of her strength left, she is going to cast a spell on our good old friend here to her right. Fuck. She misses. And it looks like she's gonna get fucked. She's now has a face of pure defeat. And this guy's gonna try and fuck her up. And he does.
Yes.
As he punches her in the face as hard as he possibly can, her feet just go flying upwards and her back of her head smashes into the stone. And you hear that sickening sound of flesh and bone snapping against stone. And she lies there motionless. And then he's gonna try and punch the other guy, but misses because it seems as if now his face has become serene. A smile spreads and he doesn't even seem interested in fighting.
What's he adorned with? What's he wearing?
It looks like he is wearing a gold coat with blue.
What's his weapon? He has a weapon? Is it made of
He
something?
has this long, thin blade, razor sharp.
Alright, I'm gonna cast heat metal on the blade.
Okay.
Staff hits the ground, shooting the sporic energy through the slime and the mold as it lights up, creeps up his body and into the blade as it begins to glow red hot. Yeah.
So he doesn't seem to drop it because your spell save is what, 12 or 13? 13?
13, yeah.
13, so he doesn't drop it. He elects not to drop it as it turns red hot in his hand, and you can smell what you thought was the height of horrible rotting meat has now become even stronger as his hand turns black.
I'm going to now back up.
Thragtusk.
All right, now that he is free, Thragtusk will push forward 20 and aha! He will take a hand axe off his belt. It was used to rend the painting. Now it will be used to embed this creature's skull. Oh, Bless can't save that.
As you throw the hand axe, it sails through the air, head over handle, and then you mistime it, and the handle thunks him in the back and clatters to the ground.
Got him. That's Thragtusk's turn.
All right, now free of that damaged spell, Fencase will get to here, and can he hit him? Yes, he can. He can hit him. 3, yes. And he's gonna try and shoot him with a thing, and he misses like always. God damn it! And
The bolt falls
Every
out.
single.
The bolt falls out before he shoots it, so it has
from
that.
Not a
Never mind.
word, Rakan! Rowan.
Every single NPC I ever make in a campaign, they always miss like 75% of the shots. I don't know what it is.
Maybe you should make it so your NPCs are more competent than Fencase.
He's 0 for 2.
He's over like 4.
That's okay. Rowan!
Yeah. Well, Rowan sees this cackling, snarling, vile, repulsive creature in front of him and does what anyone would do reflexively and just thrusts ahead.
Critical hit for 17 damage!
And we'll add Polearm Master to that.
10 to hit
Bless.
doesn't quite bless.
Plus 4, hang on. R1D.
Yeah, that will miss.
Okay.
But you get one slice across his golden and blue finery and slice it along his back, opening up his undead flesh as more gases escape, and he reels in pain.
I dare not step away and turn my back to his next strike, so I'll hold my position.
Okay. He will turn around to you, the last one who has dealt him damage.
Rowan just braces himself for death.
Okay, never mind. He's going to turn around to the Revenant. And he is going to attack him. And he's going... Yeah.
He doesn't have his War Razor.
Well,
he's at
he does,
disadvantage
he does.
from the heat metal.
It's a disadvantage. It doesn't matter. He didn't hit anything.
Oh, nice.
The even Rowan, I'm just gonna say that he attacked Rowan, and Rowan is now Rowan is now going toe to toe with this man who has been fighting for you have no idea how long, but it's like his limbs are moving faster than your eyes can see, and Rowan is matching step for step, stride for stride.
Dance of Death. I shall put an end to it.
Perfect.
Crossbow on that.
Critical hit! Jesus! 8 damage as it thunk and hits him right in his right eye, as now a crossbow bolt is sticking out of his skull, and he screams in pain, but he is not down yet.
Raquel looks into the corner past Agari, says, I'm starting to lose a little faith.
I mean, that was a hell of a shot. I usually not faith if you ask me.
Yes, thank you.
Patient's dead, right?
Yeah.
That we know of.
That we know of. Undeath is taken.
Alright, he doesn't seem too interested in fighting this guy anymore. He doesn't really care. And so his attacks are lethargic and not really full of any life. So Agari.
I'll use my bonus action to really channel my energy to his war razor and do me some damage. Yeah. And he gotta make another con save.
I think you just roll dice.
There it is.
He drops his weapon. And then I will run up. And I will attack him from the north.
From north.
With my staff, which is now glowing because of the shillelagh essence to it, swinging around, spinning it, and just like uppercuts into the chin with his staff of speed.
Yes!
For 2 damage!
2 damage! Wow!
God.
Fuck! Are you...
Oh
Shillelagh
my
should have...
God.
Add your dex to that. That can't just be that.
No, it is because it's my spell cast. Or no, the dex should be added. You're right.
You add your
Wisdom. Add wisdom.
So plus
It's 5.
plus 3, so 5.
How do you want to do this, guy?
So just like that, man, as I described, coming in and spinning and just like trying to uppercut right up the throat, grabbing that whole face off. You know.
Oh my god, you killed him.
And as you smash his face into nothing, his teeth and eye socket and nose all collapse under your halfling might, and crack! He falls to the ground. And that's combat. And as he stumbles back, hits the wall and slides, gray and dark red globules begin pulsing from his face. And Beisha crawls her way over to him, clasps his hand in her own, and then falls limp.
I push my way past.
Rowan staggers against the wall and just leans on it and slides to the ground and sits gasping for breath and clutching his wounds.